Hello everyone, so here we are at the first lesson of 101. So we are going to have take a look to the orientation, so you know how this complete free course in Italian is done. It goes from beginners to native speaker fluency. And so in this, we're gonna have a 101, 102, and 103 in this group of three classes, so 10 lessons each class is for a total of 30. And it will be 101, 102, 103 is all about grammar. And I would say that is necessary. If you want to learn a foreign language, you need to start with the grammars and be able to speak correctly, use the verb, the nouns, the articles correctly. This is the first lesson. Let's start immediately. Okay, so here we are. In the orientation, there was something about the vowels, the 5 vowels, but I will say I show you again because start with the first thing. First is about the 5 vowels. 5 vowels, okay. So the 5 vowels in Italian are A, E, I, O, and U. It's very important to be able to pronunciate the vowel correctly because that Italians is the language of the vowels. So if you learn to pronounce, sorry, I always say pronunciate, to pronounce correctly the vowels, you're gonna speak Italian very well. Like I already said in the orientation, this one you pronounce like in the word, sorry, in the word America. So it's very open. In Italian, this vowel is A. It's not E, is A, very open. This one you pronounce like in English, you usually pronounce this letter, E. So this instead you pronounce like usually in English you pronounce this letter, E. And then this is O. It's not O, like some British usually say. Is O, like in the name Omar. So Omar, see, is not O. Omar is O. Omar, O. And these instead use the name of the actress Uma Thurman, you know, the one that made Kill Bill. And because it's no U, is U. In Italian you read U. So A, E, I, O, U. So together, let's go. A, E, I, O, U. One more time. A, E, I, O, U. So let's see how to delete some of this stuff like this. So we can maybe write a couple of words, and you will see how to pronounce just a couple of word in in Italian. So let's see here, for example, America. America is in Italian they say America this way, or you can say casa. Casa, see, in Italian, casa is like in Spanish. In Italian, sometimes we have double consonant. It happens sometimes in Italian. For example, we have another word that is like casa, but it has a double consonant. It is cassa. Look at the difference. Here, casa, okay, casa, it means house, home. Like in Spanish, you say casa in Spanish is home. in English is a house, okay? Casa instead it means big box. Is a box but is a big one because we have another word for a small box. Okay, so basically here casa, look at this as is like a sweet Z. You read casa, casa. We double, it became cassa, cassa. This is a strong S. Casa, cassa. Very often we have in Italian a double consonant, for example, in the word cavallo, cavallo, cavallo. This is a horse, okay? That is quite confusing sometimes because, for example, orso in Italian, it doesn't mean horse in English, even if it sounds very similar. The word orso in Italian, it means bear, like a teddy bear, okay? So, okay, here this is just a fast introduction because I want you to get confident to pronounce. Get used to that. Try to read something in Italian and read A, E, I, O, U, okay? So let's go to the next things. Here we have a clean page. Okay, so in this lesson, I show you very fast the vowels that now we are going to do the gender and number of nouns, okay? Gender and number of nouns. After this, the next topic is very important. It's kind of boring, but it's very important. Rules of pronunciation. So those are the two topics of this lesson, okay? So let's go to start immediately. You know, I think I'm gonna use the eraser for this. So, gender and number of nouns. Let's start. Okay, so let's use which color? Black. Okay, so now when I teach, this is my method. I always like to divide the page in 4 parts like that. Why? Because Italian is a Roman language, and in the Roman language, like French, Italian, Spanish, all the Roman language, is very, very important to keep in mind the gender and number of nouns. That's why there is this lesson. Why? Because if it is in a sentence, for example, let's say in Italian we want to say the dog is beautiful. Oh gosh, beautiful. Oh gosh, I cannot write here. Let's write. The dog is. Vabbè, let's write small. The dog is small. Okay, so if we translate this sentence, it's gonna be il cane è piccolo. So basically there is cane, that is masculine singular. This is cane is the noun, is masculine singular. The article has to be masculine singular. This is the verb, to be. And the adjective has to be masculine singular as well. So basically everything has to match. That happens also in Spanish and in French. if you have a noun that is, for example, feminine, the article has to be feminine and the adjective has to be feminine. The gender and number of the nouns has to match with the gender and the number of the article and with the gender and the number of the adjectives if there is an adjective. So that's the reason why I like to divide in four quadrants my page when I'm doing some lesson, because in Italian, like in all the Roman languages, is so important. So this corner here, it always will be the quadrant of the masculine singular, okay? This is the quadrant of the masculine singular. Everything that is written here is masculine singular. This is the quadrant of the feminine singular. So everything that is written here will be feminine singular. This is the quadrant of the masculine plural. So everything written here will be masculine plural. And this is the quadrant of the feminine plural. So everything written here will be feminine plural. Okay, let's write something here. This is, okay, the pattern of nouns. So let's write O. And then you understand what I mean, because now you're going to wonder, where is that stuff? You will see in a little while. Okay, so let's see. For example, let's say that we have a word. This is the word. This is a word that I really like because I like this animal. Gatto. Gatto. This is the correspondent in English of meow, cat. Okay, so see, now you go here and you see that this word ends with the letter O. So you go here. Here it is, letter O. That means that gatto is masculine singular. How do I make this word masculine plural? You don't want to say cats, cat. You want to say cats, many. So, okay, you just move from masculine singular to masculine plural. So here you have the E. So you're going to rewrite the word with the desinence that you need, E. So you have gatto, that is masculine singular, and gatti, that is masculine plural. Let's say another word, for example, mela, okay, mela, that is the correspondent in English of apple. So mela, you just look at the last word ending a, so here it is feminine singular. How we make it plural? Very simple. We substitute the last letter of this noun feminine singular with the desinence of feminine plural, that is e. So the feminine plural, the plural of mela, will be mele. This is the way it works. So in English is much simpler because you add an s to make the plural. Instead, in Italian, you do this way. Now, one second, before to close, I want to tell you a couple of things, but before I want you to read, okay? Let's read this word. After me, gatto, gatto. Remember the vowels, right? How you read them. After me, gatti, gatti. After me, mela, mela. After me, mele, mele, mela, mele, mela, mele. Gatto, gatti. Okay, so now I want to tell you something about this that is very interesting. Unfortunately, in Italian, this is not the only way that nouns behave. There are also other three patterns. Okay, I'm gonna show you all of them. Keep in mind that the 90% of Italian words, okay, the 90% of Italian words follow this pattern. That is the most important. So this is the pattern number one. But there are three more, okay? In total, they are four. I write them here, okay, very, because, basically I tell you the truth. You're gonna use a lot. The majority of words are in the first and second pattern. You have a very few words in the last two pattern, but it's just right that you know all of them. So this is the pattern number one from the gender and number of nouns. This instead is the pattern number two. Number two, I'll write it here at the top, okay. This I told you, this in my method is always masculine singular, okay? I divide in four because it's so important gender and number in Italian. This will be always feminine singular. I write it now because it's the first lesson, but in the future I want. This is always masculine plural, and this is always feminine plural. So then in the future, when you see this cross, you know what every corner corresponds to. So here you have the second pattern, that is this one, E, 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 and E, okay? And then we write the last two here at the bottom, another here. So this is the pattern number 3, okay? And this is the pattern number 4. And again, this is masculine singular, this is masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural. I don't write it always and always again. You understood, I guess. Okay, so pattern number 3. This is really weird. A accent, a accent, a accent, and a accent. Oh, crazy, huh? Last one is a, E, and E. Okay? So now let me change the color. Okay, here I wanna just show you. I don't think I have too much space because I wanted to show you some example. Maybe if I delete something like this stuff, it will be a little bit better. Okay, so for example, here in this pattern is the one that I showed you before. I show you the word mela and gatto. For what concern this one instead, this one, let's write a word that correspond to this one. Okay. Ok, for example, elefante, elefante. Okay, this one end in E, belong to this pattern. Common question is how do I know if a word is masculine, okay, or feminine, since they are the same, you see, A and E, they are the same. Basically, you don't know. You need to know the word. Anyway, there are some trick. One trick is to look in the sentence and see the gender of the article. If the article is masculine, so the word is masculine. If the article is feminine, the word is feminine. However, there is a little trick. The trick is that when the word end in azione is feminine. For example, azione, azione, that it means action, is feminine because end in zione. You know, now that I show you this, I would like to start in a new page because I think it was too crowded over there. So we did the pattern number 1 with the example. Let's do it again. So this is the pattern number 1, okay? Number 1, we have 4. So O, A, I, and E. So you look at the word, let's do gallo. Gallo is a rooster. So you look at the word, you see the last letter is O, so you go in the quadrant here of the masculine singular, you saw is masculine singular. In order to make it masculine plural, you go here in the quadrant of masculine plural and you substitute the last letter, gallo, became galli. So gallo became galli. If you have a noun that instead end with the letter A, you know that is feminine singular. So for example, let's say mamma. Mamma means mom, okay? So if you want to make it a feminine plural, so not only one mamma but a lot of mamme, you're going to substitute the feminine singular desinence in A with the feminine plural desinence in E, and is going to become mamme. Okay? So the 80% of word in Italian belong to this pattern, the majority of the word. So this is the most important. Remember that this is the most important. I show you all of them, but now we go through them one by one. So now let's do the second pattern that we already watched. We already took a look very fast. Okay, basically, let's see here. Okay, I've write it again. Masculine singular, feminine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, and feminine plural. The second pattern is E, and I. So again, since masculine singular and feminine singular are the same, you don't have any way to know if a noun is masculine or feminine. You just need to know the name, but there are some little trick. For example, all words in this pattern are masculine, usually. Is a trick, is no rule, so it doesn't work 100%, but let's say 90%. All words in this pattern are masculine, with the exception of the word that end in zione. Okay? Let's make an example. Let's take some word ending in zione. Take some word, for example, elefante. Elefante. That means elephant. Another word is stazione. Stazione means station. Adozione, adoption. Adozione. And let's see. Here we have these three words. The first, here is difficult because I tell you need to know the words, but we can use the trick. Elefante doesn't end in zione, in fact, is masculine. This end in zione, in fact, is feminine. Every word ending in zione is feminine. Zione, and so is feminine. So this is the way we did it. So now let's make it plural, okay? So let's see, the plural of this will be for elefante. Of course, you move here from top to bottom, masculine singular, masculine plural, feminine singular, feminine plural. So you substitute the last letter. The plural of elefante will be elefanti. Plural of stazione will be stazioni. The plural of adozione will be adozioni. Okay, got it. Second pattern. Now let's go to see the third pattern. The third pattern, like I showed you before, is the one that look like a little crazy, is a accent, a accent, a accent, and a accent. How strange, right? So it never change. In Italian, talking about accent is not like in Spanish and in French. We don't have the accent in the middle of the word. We have only the accent on the last letter of the word. For example, città. This is one word that ends with an accent in Italian and it means city. Atlanta is a città. I live in Atlanta, so that's why I use this example. Is a città. Then you have, I don't know, for example, università. Università. Università, it means university, college. Or university or college. Okay, so another very, very beautiful word that I can think is felicità. Oh, felicità is happiness. Happiness. Okay, so here let's say those words end in a accent. So you see, it never change here. It's all the same. So if you want to make it plural, you use the same word. So let's make it plural just to make sure that you understand. Let's delete this. Now we're gonna make it plural. So città is one città. Instead, the plural of città is the same, doesn't change, città. The plural of università is università. It doesn't change. The plural of felicità is felicità. It does no change. Basically, the word stay the same, but if you have it inside a sentence, when is intended at the plural, the article will be plural and the adjective will be plural. So the other part of the sentence will change if is intended at the plural, but the spelling of the word does not change. At the singular and at the plural is the same in this third pattern. What about, so we talk about the singular and the plural. What about the masculine and the feminine? Oh, this is so easy because all the words in this pattern are feminine. All of them are feminine, okay? All feminine with only two exceptions. Maybe there are more, but probably are words that you never gonna use. So those two exceptions that are instead masculine are papà and podestà. Papà is daddy. Okay, daddy. Instead, podestà was basically he was the king of Venice in the Renaissance, Middle Age. It was called podestà. Okay, so papà and podestà are the only masculine word ending in a accent. All the other one are feminine, so it's very easy for you to understand because you have only those two. If you have some other, something very rare, use it maybe in shy and something you never use. Okay, so papà. So what is the plural of papà? The plural of papà is papà. It doesn't change like the other one. The plural of podestà is podestà. So it will be 1 podestà, 100 podestà. Is exactly the same because in this pattern doesn't change. Let's go to the last pattern. So the last pattern of gender and number of nouns, number 4. And here we have this pattern that is a A, I, E. Here you go. Okay, like I told you, the most important is the first, that he has at least 80% of words. The second one, maybe he has 15%, so it's okay. It's not very important like the first. The number 3 and 4 is very rare. This is very rare, but it's right that you know. Which word belong to this? All musician. For some reason, musicians are in this group. In fact, the word itself, musicista. Musicista, it means musician, is in this group. And all musician, for example, let's say pianista. Pianista is the guy, pianist is the guy who play piano. Then violinista. Violinista is the musician who plays violin. What else? All of them. Chitarrista. Chitarrista play guitar. So chitarrista is guitarist, the guy who play guitar. Let's one more just to arpista. Arpista play the harp. They are all in this group. There are also barista and artista. Also those two words, artista e barista. You know this barista, that's so cute. It's bartender. I don't know why. Bartender. I think it's cute because here they call barista the guy at Starbucks. Because here barista is only the guy who serve alcohol. Instead, in Italy and in Europe is also the guy who serve coffee, because in Europe a bar doesn't only sell alcohol, it also sell coffee. In Europe we have a place that serve alcohol to be also cafeteria. Bar is also cafeteria in Italy, in Europe, so that's why. And then artista is an artist. This is pretty intuitive, okay? Let's see how we work. Let me delete something so you can see better here. Delete this, okay, and delete this, okay. Okay, so here, let's say, for example, that this is, let's see, to change, I never use green, let's use green just to change. Musicista, let's say that this musicista is a guy, so it will be musicista, right? Because it's a guy. What about if instead is a woman? It will be still musicista, still, and the same way. What about if those are many guys or mix it up men and women? It will be musicisti. If instead are only women, it will be musiciste. Right? Let's say here barista. For example, if it's a guy, it will be barista. If it's a girl, bartender, she will be barista. If are a lot of guys, it will be baristi. If a lot of girls, bariste. A lot of guy baristi or men and women, because when are men and women mixed up, it take the masculine plural. Now, let's read it together after me. Musicista. Musicista. Musicisti. Musiciste. Let's go with pianista. 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 Pianisti. Pianiste. Let's go with the violinista. 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 Violinisti. Violiniste. This one. Chitarrista. chitarrista, chitarristi, chitarriste. This one, arpista, arpista, arpisti, arpiste. Okay, so let's say that we end here because otherwise we're gonna take 3 hours for this lesson. Okay, so now gender and number of noun is no over. There is just a little thing to add. I will say that there are some little stuff to keep in mind about gender and number of nouns. Number 4. There are some word ending in let me write down the pattern for you the way that I usually do. Like this. Those are some exceptions. You have 4 patterns, but those are some exceptions only for few words that is right to know. So this is tore, trice, tori, and trici. What that means? It means that you have when you have a word ending in tore, like attore, that it means actor, you follow this pattern, okay? So, for example, if it's a guy, it will be an attore. If it's a woman, you substitute, let me change color. You need to substitute the desinens, tore, okay, with the feminine desinens trice. So the result, if it's a woman, it will be attore is a guy, attrice is a woman. That's why you have actor, actress. It comes from here. So if you want to say many actors like men or men and women, you use these desinens. You're gonna say attori o attrici. Okay? Now let me do one more example for you so it will be clear. And I know that I told you that I will never write again gender and number in my square, my cross that I use, but just for one time, I want to make sure you got it. Okay, masculine singular. Oh, I want it write in red. Oh, I write in black. I don't know. Come on, open up. Okay, masculine singular. Here it is. Feminine singular. Here it is. Masculine plural. Here it is. And feminine plural. Always like that. So now let's say that we have another word ending in tore, pittore. Pittore is a painter, like Van Gogh. Pittore, okay? So you have to analyze the word. You need to look at the ending, tore, and it's masculine singular. Then you need to take away, okay, to cut the ending, and you're gonna have the stem. So this is the stem. If you want to make it feminine singular, you're gonna add these desinents, trice, pittrice. And if you are very careful, you cannot make any mistake because you got the stem, okay? You just add, if you want to make you have the original word pittore, you took away, you cancel the desinens tore, and so you got the stem. This is the stem. So after you got the stem, pit is very easy. If you want to make it feminine singular, you're going to add these desinents. If you want to make it masculine plural, you're going to add these desinents. And if you want to make it feminine plural, you're going to add these desinents. Let's say that we want to say actresses, cioè plural female, okay? So which one? Feminine plural we're gonna use. And we just add it here to the stem. That's it. And voila, Pitrici. So this is just a little exception. There are it's considered an exception and not a real pattern because there are, I don't know, 4 or 5 words in this group. Let me see. One is attore. Only word ending with tore. One is attore. Then we have pittore. Then we have scultore. Wow. I don't think there maybe a couple more. Maybe a couple more. Scultore, amatore. Amatore is someone that like to do something but is no professional. I think the English word is amateur or something like that. Amateur. Okay, so let's go to the next things that we next exception that we have. Let's just delete this. Here we are black. Okay. Okay, let's say that also there are some things to know. For example, there are some word masculine that ending in a. This word is masculine and end in a. I don't know why they are exception. Poeta is a poet, so poeta. The feminine is a poetessa. So here I didn't do it very well because it's not the way I was supposed to do it. Is I wanna follow. Okay. So this is let's say some of the exception that I talk about it. This one is it work this way is masculine singular is a, feminine singular is essa. Here is I and feminine plural is esse. For example, if we have poeta, poeta is a poet, okay? You say that ending a, and because it end in a, say if we want to, we know is masculine singular, so if we want to make it feminine singular or any one of that, we have to delete the last letter, so we have the stem, and after we have the stem, we add to the stem the desinence. In this case, it will be this one, and it's gonna become poetessa. So you use the same method that you used before. This is the second pattern. In this pattern, we have okay, poeta, poetessa, that is poet, profeta, ai ai ai, profeta, prophet. So the feminine will be profetessa. Then we have sacerdote and sacerdotessa. I think there are no more. Sacerdotessa. Okay? Then I want to show you a few more. Those are all exceptions. You don't have to remember all of them, but I think it's right that I show you. We have a word that express profession. They are all strange. So, professor and professoressa. A female professor is the masculine is professore, feminine is professoressa. The same for doctor. In Italian, a man is dottore, a woman is dottoressa. Then there is another rule to remember, like, let me write it here. Oh, gosh. Foraying foreign words don't have plural. Okay? So words that are foreign for Italian, like for example, computer. Computer is an English word, it's no Italian. So the plural, it will be still computer. Okay, it will be computer anyway, doesn't change. This is about a number, singular and plural. And all foreign word are masculine. So the rule is foreign words don't have the plural and are always masculine. Okay, that's why the word in Italian cinema is masculine because it's from the French cinema. Let's say another word that is foreign, cafe. I don't know where coffee. I don't know where cafe come from, but it's not an Italian word originally. In fact, it's masculine and the plural is the same. Don't say bicycle, you say bike, okay? In Italian, the most common abbreviation are bicicletta. Bicicletta follow the first pattern. You remember the number one that it was O, A, I, E. In fact, you see bicicletta ending A is feminine singular, but people use the short. They just say bici. Another word usually, so bici is feminine singular like bicicletta because it's the abbreviation of this word. Okay, so if you find bici, you have to remember that it means bike and is feminine singular. Another abbreviation is motocicletta. Motocicletta, okay, and motocicletta is basically the abbreviation, the abbreviation is moto. Even if it ends in O, is feminine. Why? Because it's the abbreviation of this word, motorcycle, okay? That ends in A and so is feminine. Another one that I can think of is fotografia, and the abbreviation is photo. Fotografia, you can see ending A, so it's feminine singular. Abbreviation photo is feminine singular too because it comes for fotografia. It's pictures, like take a picture with your camera. It's called photo, but it's feminine singular. Why? Because it's the abbreviation of the other word. Well, we cover everything. We have just the rules of pronunciation. Maybe you want to take a break. Rules of pronunciation. I start immediately. Maybe you take a break and then you come back. Okay. Rules of pronunciation. Okay, let's see rules of pronunciation. Rules of pronunciation Italian are about 3 vowel. This letter C, G, and this sound. Okay. Here, let's say we remember the 5 vowels that A, O, U, and then the other 2 vowels I, E. Then you wonder why she wrote it in that strange way. Now you're gonna see why. Okay, now we delete here at the top this stuff. You know our rules of pronunciation, I told you already. At the top here, we're going to divide these vowels in strong vowels. So those are called strong vowels, and those two instead, those two. So those are strong, and instead those two are soft. So there are two kinds of vowel, strong vowel and soft vowel, okay? So let's see what happened. Those sounds in Italy, only those three, change according if they are in front of soft or strong or soft vowels. For example, let's say here, this letter C in front of this vowel became K. Co, Cu. Okay? For example, casa, cane. Casa is house, cane is dog. G in front of the strong is ga, go, gu. Like garage. Garage, it means garage for the car. Here, ska, sco, scu, because are in front of the strong vowel. Look how it changes when it's in front of the soft vowel. This is became chi, chi, che, g, j. That became she, and this is became she. Now, just to get a little bit confident about it, maybe you can read after me those sounds, and then I suggest you to copy on a piece of paper, because after that we do an exercise about those sounds, okay? So let's read it. Read, please, after me. Let's use this color, okay? Ca, co, cu, ci, ce. Ga, go, gu, gi, ge. Ska, sco, scu, she, she. Okay, I know that is very boring. This part is boring, but it's necessary, because if you learn the rules of pronunciation very well, you will go and pronunciate Italian very, very well. It's very important. Okay, let's say, like I already told you, with the soft vowels, okay? With the soft vowels, the soft vowel are E and A, the sounds are soft. With, I told you that the rules of pronunciation are only about those three sounds, okay? So here we go. Okay, so here the sounds, it will be chi and che, or g and j, or she and she. What about if, sorry, here I made a mistake. So what about if you want to instead of she, you don't want to say she, you want to say ske. So for example, let's say here, instead of chi, you don't want to say chi, you want to say ki. To say ki, you need to put an H in the middle, and the sound soft chi is gonna become ki. So basically you add an H. Here you have the sound che. If you want to make it strong, it will be ke with an H in the middle. The same for the sound G with an H is gonna become gi. Soft sound J with an H is gonna become ge. And she is gonna become with an H ski. Instead, she with an H is gonna become ske. Basically, the rules of pronunciation, I know they sound confusing, but now I'm gonna show you some exercise. First of all, you have to remember that this sound CH is always a K. Okay? Remember this. And now let's write some word. Remember soft vowel E and A plus H, they became hard. Okay, this is something to remember. The soft vowel E and A, if you add H, they became hard. And then you have the other hard, cioè, strong, hard, strong vowel. Let's say strong probably, is better. Strong, A, O, U. So those are already strong. Instead, those one, E and A, are soft. If you want to make the sounds strong, you have to add an H. This is the basic. Now with some exercise will be clearer, I promise. So, cane, that means dog. Casa, house. Scheletro, that means skeleton. Ciliegia, that is cherry. Scarpa, that is shoes. Sciarpa, that is a scarf. Scarf, you know, that you use in the winter time, for example. Then we have gatto. We have geografia. Geografia means geography. Gatto instead means cat. Then we have, oh, this is a good one. This is ghiaccio. Then we have chiave. Ghiaccio is ice, okay? Ice. Then we have chiave. That is a key. I'm gonna write you the meaning, don't worry. Chiave, then you have, oh, chiesa, church. And I don't know what you, oh, that's one, sure. Scatola. Oh, I mess it up here. Let's delete that too. And, okay. Scatola, okay. And, vabbè, okay. So now let's write the meaning so you learn some word. This is dog. This is house, that you already know, but just in case. Skeleton. This is scary. Halloween. This is cherry. This is a scarf. No, sorry. This is scarf. They look like almost the same, I have to say. This is something completely different. This is a shoe. Shoe. This is cat. Geography. This is ice. This is key. This is church. And this is box. Okay? So let's look at this word here in the beginning. Let's look at this word, cane. See, you pronunciate ka because the a is a strong vowel. Here it is. A is strong. That's why you say ka. Look at this word. This word means cherry. You pronounce it ciliegia. See? Ca, chi. Why? See, it's the same letter because with a strong vowel, it's gonna be ka. With a soft vowel, it's gonna be chi, right? Here, again, is strong, casa. Here, this is soft, but there is the H. The H make it always stronger, so it will be scheletro, scheletro. This is scarpa, shoes, ska, ka, strong, because the A is strong. Because remember, here you have to remember, A is strong, O is strong, U is strong. The sounds is strong. Soft are only I and E. So when you find a strong letter, the sound is strong. Scarpa is A strong, so it's ska, scarpa, shoe, one shoe, only one. Instead, here, look, just because he changed one letter, he changed the sound and he changed the meaning, you have the soft one. See? Here one is soft one. So you're gonna read sharpa. See? Ska, scarpa, sharpa. Ska, sh. Ska, sh. Because is strong vowel, soft vowel. Then again, gatto, here is ga, Let me write another word just to let you see the difference. Let's write gelato. I don't have to write the meaning because everybody knows what gelato means, right? It's an ice cream. So here, look, it's the same letter like before, but here you read gelato. Here you read gatto. You see that you read differently. Ga, J. Is the same letter here, but this is a soft vowel. So you read gelato. Here instead it's a strong vowel, so you read gatto. So that's the difference. 3 strong vowels and 2 soft that make the sounds soft or strong. And then there is only one other thing to remember, that with the letter H is always strong. That's it. Let's see the next one. Is this one a soft or a hard vowel? Soft, correctly. So you read geografia. See? Geografia. Which letter is H? H make a soft or high or strong sounds? Strong. So it will be ghiaccio. Ghiaccio. See? G and G. Ghiaccio. Every time there is the H is strong. This is chiave. Chiave. Chiesa. Chiesa. Is this one a strong or soft vowel? Very good, it's strong. So it's gonna be scatola. Okay? The reason why we add an H here to make the sound, without the H, like in this. Let me change the color here. I'm making a mess. Let me, purple. Okay, here you have the sound gatto, ga. Here you have the sound geografia, J. So here it sounds like this letter in English, right? Gatto. Here instead it sounds like this letter in English, geografia, J. We need to add the H to distinguish between the sound G and the sound J, because we don't have this letter in Italy. So that's why. In fact, now I know this lesson about pronunciation. A lot of people don't understand it and it's very boring, but it's necessary. Don't worry if you didn't understand everything. But in the future, when you you're gonna become more good in Italian, it's gonna be very useful. Once again, the important point is we have two set of vowels, soft and strong. The strong vowels make the sound strong, while the soft vowel makes the sound soft. And then you have also to remember that letter H make the sounds always strong. That's it. One more things, Italian alphabet, okay? Italian alphabet. Okay, after me, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Z. So now let's read it once again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Z. You see, we don't have this letter. It's missing in Italian. We don't have this letter. We don't have this letter. Oh gosh, how did I wrote it? We don't have this letter. We don't have W. We don't have W. Nope. And there is another word, kappa. Okay, this letter is called kappa. J. With other letter is missing. There is another letter that you have and we don't have. I think they were 5. Ah, okay, here it is. So all these letters are missing in the Italian alphabet. So we don't have them. This letter, you call it J. In Italian is called I lunga. Lunga is an adjective and it means long. So basically is long eye. I lunga. This letter in Italian is called K. It's pronounced K. Okay? This one is called Y. Even in mathematics they call it Y. This one is called X. Pronounced like that, X. And this is called W. Double V. Wow, well, this is the first lesson and I hope you enjoy. And I see you next time for the second lesson. Ciao!